Good evening, everyone. Are you ready to do this? Potentially one of our longest road live streams to date on one road. Got a long trip ahead of us. We're done with our Route 66 adventure from Joliet to Pontiac, and we are going to be taking not Route 66, but Illinois State Route 47. That really doesn't have much historical value, but it's a really straight shot back into McHenry County from here, which is why we are taking it. We finished our adventure in Pontiac, drove up I-55 to Dwight, which I did a little Route 66 content from earlier in the day, but we're taking Illinois State Route 47 straight north. Very little, should be no turns, everything is just basically a straight, boring, absolutely boring, straight country route, which is why I'm live streaming. Hopefully someone will join me, keep me awake, and just kind of hang out, I guess, huh? Connection is probably going to be very bad. We're at a popular intersection right now with 55, 47, so it's good right now, but it's going to get choppy, I guarantee you. Hello, John. Good to see you. Yeah, it's going to get choppy. It's going to be rough. It's going to be dark. Just us, the country road, the country bugs, and our windshield, and I am for it. I am ready to get home. We had a fun day today. We could definitely talk about that. Whatever you guys want to talk about. It should be a little under 2 hours till we get to Woodstock. My plan is to probably end the live stream at the Casey's at the south end of Woodstock. They may not be open, I don't know, but either way, we'll probably end the live stream over there. Let's get going. I am ready to head home. I had a fun day today. I had a blast. But, you know, it's been a long day. I've been out since the morning. So I'm definitely ready to head home. Let's go, guys. Maybe we'll pass by some towns you're familiar with. I don't know. We'll see. We are leaving the Loves in Dwight because they had the cheapest gas prices. Shout out to Loves. You had a, not that it was cheap, it was $4.17. I think it's $4.17. I think that's what I picked it up for. Yeah, I think it is $4.17. But the Casey's right next door is $4.48. And boy, did I see some expensive prices today. $4.48 actually is fairly cheap as well. I definitely saw a few out there today for like $4.89, $4.99. But yeah, Casey's right next door, $4.48, so $4.17, even though that's certainly not a great price. It's better than anything else I've seen today, so I will take it. Oh, sorry, $4.13, that's right. $4.13 for the Loves here in Dwight, Illinois. Yeah, we're going to be taking Illinois Route 47. We're already here. This is our only turn pretty much until we get up into Woodstock. I mean, there could be some little turnoffs where we got to go left and go right or something, but I think this is pretty much a straight shot from here. $4.25, not bad at all. That's pretty reasonable. You know, I've been able to get under $4 for a little while now in Wisconsin, thankfully. But yeah, $4.17, that's not bad. We're in Illinois. I had about a half tank left. I could have probably gotten back home, but don't know if I would have gotten to Wisconsin or not to fill up. So kind of made that decision. I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a little while. Let's just play it safe, fill it up. And yeah, we may have some focus issues here because of the headlights and stuff like that. I'll try to refocus it when it happens. But yeah, this is pretty much what we're going to see going forward. I could have taken 55. I could have taken 355 like I basically took to get to Joliet. But I don't know. I kind of wanted to try this. I've done many smaller portions of Illinois State Route 47, but I've never done the full thing like that. I also have some snacks, and I have my last little sandwich that I made. gonna probably eat that. Yeah, I did the whole thing. So I made like 4 peanut butter and fluff sandwiches because I'm gonna be doing this little food experiment eventually that consists of peanut butter and fluff. And I haven't done that yet, but I had the bread, I had the peanut butter, I had the fluff. So I made like 4 sandwiches today. I had water with me, I had soda with me, Diet Mountain Dew, of course. So I did not actually make any food stops along the way. I wanted to get some treats and stuff, but there was a lot of stuff close to along Route 66. I don't know if it just blew up on the weekends or what. I thought maybe because of 100th anniversary there were a couple things, but they were busy, and a lot of places I tried to get into were closed today. One of the reasons I went today, on Tuesday, because... Oh, okay, yeah, 294 and 355 both. I took 355 down here today. So, yep, I took 355 down and went over to Joliet Road and started my journey there, basically. But yeah, I went today instead of Monday thinking there would be less closed, but there was a lot of shops. Everything was kind of just closed today, so... But yeah, we'll eventually get the food experiment on the channel when I do that. But yeah, I just got a regular old sandwich, peanut butter and fluff. May have seen my community post from earlier. Still have my Cheez-Its. I got a good amount in here too, so I got some snack. And of course, I only went through 1 bottle of the Diet Mountain Dew today so far. So I got this one. I still got another one. Actually, I might have 3. I may have 2 more in that cooler back there. But besides gas, the only thing I spent is I got a $6 magnet at Wally's in Pontiac before heading up to Dwight. So we did our Route 66 adventure all the way from Joliet down to Pontiac. You can go back into community post and see every town that I hit, basically. I posted pictures from each town that I did. And then when we went through Pontiac, we didn't have a lot of time in Pontiac, as much as I wish I could have. But then after I did like 1 or 2 things there, went to Wally's, which is in Pontiac, then drove up about a half hour to Dwight, which is the intersection of 55 and 47, stopped at Casey's. Got the good price on gas, and now we're headed up north. And yeah, this was just curious. I mean, I've been through so many portions of 47 before. God, where do I start? Elburn 38, 47 38, 47 64, up there by Lily Lake, I think that is. Of course, I've been 47 up through. Where else were we going to pass today? Well, obviously Woodstock, Huntley. What's south of Huntley? Is it like, I think what's Burlington, Illinois is over there? I've been through that area with the intersection with 20. We're going to pass all that today, basically. I've just been very curious. I do have a kind of interesting story, too. I'm just going to be randomly probably talking a lot, just as, that's the one thing, like, not that I'm tired, I've had a lot of caffeine, I got good sleep last night, we're good, you know, I've been doing good with the caffeine and everything, I'm fine, but, like, these country roads, flat, straight, can be very hypnotizing, so it's kind of the reason why I want to do this, too. And I'm just kind of experimenting, like I said, I've done so many portions of 47, but never like a full thing like this, and it was actually one of the recommended Google Map routes, so not like Google Maps is telling me, you're completely nuts, why are you taking this? I don't remember if this was the quickest version or not. Doing 55 to 355 and up may have been quicker, a little bit, but I think this was by far the shortest mileage-wise. So it's almost a straight shot. Now, I'm not going out of the way technically at all. because I'm going straight north to Woodstock. And then, yeah, I got to go into McHenry, but then I got to go a little northeast. So we went northeast from Pontiac to Dwight, and now we're going northeast back up to McHenry, basically, after we stop at Woodstock. But, yeah, I mean, this is basically a straight shot. It's like about 2.5 hours. And, oh, yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a mix. There's a lot of people who got mixed reactions or effects from that. I know there's some people that can take it, some people can't handle it. Yeah, I don't do anything stronger than this. And this is really the only caffeine type thing I do. I don't do tea, I don't do coffee, I don't do the energy drinks, the Monsters and everything like that. I don't do any of this stuff. I don't do any of that. So this soda, I can't have sugar soda. That's not good for me. So I can't have sugar soda. So my mom was really into Diet Mountain Dew, so we always had it at the house, and so it's kind of her that I got hooked into it. If I'm not doing Mountain Dew, I might do Coke Zero. But I had a bunch of Diet Mountain Dew in the house as well. I had to buy any extra. I had some for work, because I do one Diet Mountain Dew at work, because I'm a third shift, so I kind of need that extra caffeine boost when I get in there. And then sometimes I'll end up getting a Coke Zero as well from our vending machines, but I always have either the 6-packs or 12-packs of Diet Mountain Dew from Walmart. I had just gotten a 12-pack, so I bought a whole bunch with me today. I already had the water, so I got the water in there from home. Hey Tyler, welcome to my little road trip here. So I had the Diet Mountain Dew, had the water, and then I made the sandwiches. I already had the peanut butter and fluff from my little, thank you, appreciate it, man. One more leg to go, but we did it. We ran a little bit of short in time, but I had a couple, I'll talk about I had a couple of different unexpected experiences that we're going through a town here. I don't know what we're going through. We're going through Mazon. I'm not too familiar with this town. This is Mazon. I'll try to show you guys, kind of let you guys know where we're going through. But it's going to be a lot of this, a lot of flat, a lot of boring. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorites. This is very close to probably New York City, as well as the Wisconsin Dells day trips that I've done. That was pretty fun. For a day trip, this is pretty close to the Wisconsin Dells one, but I think I probably had the most fun with this for sure. This is something I've been wanting to do. Yeah, well, kind of, sort of. I started in the planning stages for it probably about 5 years ago, like 2021, 2022, something like that. I started to look up spots. Well, that was a very small town. I think we're already through it. It looks like Morris is the next town, which is close to 80. Yeah, this is rural Illinois. This is a Midwest vibe for sure. Not much going on. There's going to be a bunch of these little towns we pass through. Some will be bigger than others, but it's going to be a lot of this. I'm just kind of hanging out behind the truck for now, but I probably could pass them, but I don't know. We'll see. There should be a little bit easier way to pass them as we get closer to Morris, because Morris is kind of a bigger town. So yeah, it's going to be hard to see it, but there will be a lot of cornfields for sure. Weather was perfect. Oh my god, the weather was excellent. It was sunny. There were some light clouds, but otherwise it was sunny. It did get quite a bit warmer towards the end of the trip, but it was like in the low to mid 70s, sunny, a little bit of a breeze. There was actually one point I was like in the middle of this smaller town, so it was really open surrounding me, and because I had my tripod with me today, so that allowed me to get a lot of cool shots that you can see from the community posts and stuff. But yeah, I definitely took it so I can get some better angles for pictures and videos, so hopefully they'll come out now. But yeah, no, I have my I had the gaming tryouts. But yeah, we had a lot of fun today. Weather was perfect. Obviously, no rain or anything like that. Got a little warm towards the end. I think my favorite town, so of the ones man, there was a couple of cool towns, but Pontiac was pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to explore a lot of Pontiac. Gardner, Illinois, another little town, was probably one of my favorites because of the experience I had there. Which I'll talk to you guys about that. I think we're going through another little town here, possibly, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to kind of go through the final town, Pontiac, as much as I wanted to. So I get to Gardner, a little small town. I didn't expect to spend much time there. Okay, this road will go to Coal City. Oh yeah, no, believe me, I love the night drives. Yeah, the car sounds like, if I was in a passenger seat, if I was in the back seat, I can guarantee you I'd probably already fall asleep by now. The sounds, the vibrations, man, would knock me out. Thankfully, I'm pretty good as a driver, and I got a chance now to talk with you guys to help keep me awake too. But man, if I was in that back seat in this dark, I'd be out. I'd probably be sleeping already, I guarantee you. Easy. That wouldn't have changed much since I was a kid. I'd probably still fall asleep back there, but music is kind of well, because this car is so old that I don't really have any way to do like a Spotify or any sort of satellite radio, digital. I have a very basic radio in here, so I kind of just search for whatever comes up because I can't get Chicago stations here. So even this, I'm not super far away from Chicagoland, but even out here I wouldn't get any. So I kind of search. I look for either a pop station, a classic rock station, something like that. Something not too light, because I don't want something too light and you can kind of get sleepy that way too. So I try to keep it like a classic rock, regular rock, or your typical pop station. I gotta try and find something generic too, like if the family's with me, that the kids will like and the wife will like. But yeah, I was doing the thing at Gardner. They had this little park area with an old Route 66 two jail cell thing. So it's like just a little outdoor room, a brick outdoor room with 2 jail cells in it. So apparently back in like 1800 whatever, they had a 2-person jail there, and it was right next to Route 66, and so it's a Route 66 attraction out there in Gardner. And I went and I did my video. I did stuff around there. I was about ready to wrap it up and start heading to the town, and there was also this little diner. I couldn't tell if it was a regular restaurant or what, but like a lot of stuff was closed today. Yeah, oh yeah, that would be huge to cover Illinois, for sure. It had to be huge just to cover the rest of Chicago. But I did all that. I was ready to leave, and then this guy comes up to me, walks up to me, greets, and says, "I'm so and so," and he goes, "I saw you were videoing and stuff like that. Are you from out of town?" Unfortunately, I will not be able to go to either of those towns today. They're a little bit farther west of 47, so technically I could, but it would be a lot farther out of the way. This is already going to be long enough. I'm already getting home late enough as it is, so yeah. I will not be able to do a DeKalb adventure or Rockford today, but doesn't mean I can't go back out there. I was at my cousin's arcades out there in DeKalb, but we're always looking for stuff to do in Rockford. I think we're getting close to I-80 now in Morris, which means I can go around this truck. Bye-bye, PNG. And, Oh, okay, rock. Okay, that's oh, now you're making sense. Okay, I didn't even think about the radio station. Ooh, boy. DeKalb I probably could get. I'll have to. Well, obviously I gotta watch for cop, but let me see. Well, it used to be called DEK DeKalb. Now I don't know what the heck they play, but okay, I think that's 92.5. They don't call it DEK. I remember growing up, because I had family out towards DeKalb and St. Charles, I always used to listen to 92.5 DEK DeKalb as a pop station. Love that station. I had a bumper sticker, and it's no more. And that's very sad. It should have always been DEK DeKalb, but it's not. But that comes, I doubt, ZOK. Yeah, so 92.5 is good. I'll put it real quick here. It might be a Polo station, but yeah, 92.5 is coming in good. Yeah, I could possibly do the internet radio. I don't really... There's a couple of online streaming stations that I do listen to. I'm not going to put it on now. It'd be too weird to try and figure that out with the live stream. 97.5, I'll try that. That's my Rockford go-to station. But I think we're going to be a little too far away from Rockford at this point. Yeah, Morris is kind of a big town. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you can hear that static, but nope. Ooh, Morris has a cool little downtown area. Oh, boy. Okay, I might have to... Morris might be the town, because I've looked up... I've been trying to, for my grocery store vlog, try to figure out where the nearest Kroger is, because Kroger is not in Chicagoland. Their parent, the subsidiary Mariano's is, of course, but yeah, 97, the Rockford, yeah, we will get Rockford before we end the live stream, though. We will be closer. I will definitely be able to pick it up at some point. I'm looking up where the nearest Kroger is, and it's either Morris or Ottawa out to the left, out to the west. I do want to do a Kroger vlog, but I want to come out here to actually, like, do more than that, because it is a bit of a drive just to do a grocery store vlog. But yeah, this is a pretty big town. I've never done a vlog here yet. The closest I've done videos here is a place called Starved Rock, and I've done a couple of videos there now. At Starved Rock, it's this really cool hiking area. That's maybe about a half hour west of here. Really, really cool area. But yeah, this might be our biggest town until we get to Woodstock. I'm not sure. Elburn's pretty big, but not as big as this. Yeah, there's a Jewel Osco here, but everyone has Jewel Oscos in the Chicagoland area. We're kind of in it. We're in the very, very outskirts of Chicagoland area. To call Morris the Chicagoland area is kind of a stretch. Some might consider it Chicagoland, some would... I don't know what you would call this area out here, honestly. There's really not much else out here. We're not close to maybe the greater Ottawa area. I don't know what you would call this, but... So, yeah, but they got everything here, though. Technically, this is in the Chicago market, in the Chicago zone for Uber Eats. So, I see the maps of here. Not too much, but it's really just... really, I think the only thing you missed us was pulling out of the gas station. You pretty much joined right after that, so yeah, you only missed a few minutes, so... there's a Walmart here, so I don't know if this is the town that has the Kroger or not, but... They do got everything else. We're getting ready to cross I-80, which obviously is a big interstate as well. But yeah, back to Gardner. So this guy walks up to me, greets me, says, "Oh, hi, I saw you were filming." He's asking me, where are you from out of town, which there was a lot of people, a lot of tourists there. Route 66. It's very popular right now for the 100th anniversary. I did meet a couple from a different country. I'll tell about that in a moment. But he's like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm so and so. I already forgot his name. I'm so bad with names, but he's like, oh, I'm so and so from. Yeah, isn't that good? And yeah, the cell signal is going to be kind of spotty out here, so it is going to break up. When we're by these like big interchanges here, it's going to be okay. But as we get out in the country, it's gonna be spotty for sure. Not much we can do, but it's cool that you get to watch it. You know, oh, 419 gas. That's not too bad. All things considered. But yeah, he greets me. He's like, "Oh, I'm so and so, and I'm the mayor of Gardner, which is the town I'm in." So he kind of tell me a little bit about the jail cell. He's talking about his town, and he's like, "Oh, you know that diner over there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool. I saw it. Looks like it was a restoration project." He's like, "Yeah." He's telling me about it. He's like, "I got the keys to it if you want to check it out." Like, sure. So I was just planning already to leave, and then so he takes his keys, he takes me there, and he starts telling me all about the history of this thing and talking more about the town, and I got it all in video, so we'll see how good it comes out. But yeah, like for 15 minutes, he's telling me about the history of this diner and this town and how much he loves his town and stuff, and how close it is to the city, but out there. So that was a really cool experience. And then I met this couple. I was talking to them also. I also had the video going. One of the first attraction things, I guess, that I stopped at. Ooh, 413, not too bad. One of the first attraction things I stopped at was something called the Gemini Giant in Wilmington. Well, we did Joliet first, but after that we went to the Gemini Giant, and it's this big, like, muffler man type statue, but he's like a space guy or whatever. And it's kind of a staple. That's one of the last like major roadside attraction things going from LA to Chicago before you get into Chicago. So everyone stops there, and they actually got a new dedicated spot for it. And Yorkville. I know Yorkville. I probably have been to Yorkville at some point, but 18 miles to Yorkville. I think we're in Will County. I don't know, maybe Grundy, but I think we're in Will County. I don't know. Anyway. At some point we'll get to Kane County, I know that. And so I got like 15 minutes, so that definitely put me behind. Oh, okay, cool, interesting. Oh, nice, all right. All right, we're in Will County. Okay, I thought we already were. We got down to Grundy County. I don't think we went past Grundy County. I think Pontiac was still in Grundy County. I did see the sign. We were in this little tiny town, and it had the sign like Will County on one side and Grundy County on the other. And then we did Will County, obviously. That's nice. It has 2 lanes through here, too. Still finishing my sandwich. We're almost done. But yeah, I had 4 sandwiches with me today. And I did food vlogs of all 3 of the times that I stopped. I stopped at some pretty unique places, too. So I didn't like just eat it from the car, but I did some pretty cool little roadside stops, little roadside picnic stops to have my sandwiches. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be a total of 5 vlogs. None of them are going to be super, super long. But I didn't want to do like a 60-minute vlog or whatever. I want to keep it somewhat. I don't know exactly the times, but I kind of did divide it among certain towns. And like, I probably could have done 4, but it was like that when I met that mayor and he did that whole speech for me inside the abandoned diner. Pretty good. I don't know. It's tough to say how long it is because I had so many stops. What time did I leave today? I was out for a while. You know, obviously I just left Dwight when I started this live stream, but man, I left. Was it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning? Something like that, maybe earlier. I definitely didn't get out as early as I had hoped. But yeah, I can't remember now exactly what time I left this morning. It wasn't super early because it was quite wake up as early as I'd hoped, but I think I set my alarm for like 6:30 or something like that, but didn't get out closer to like 8 or so, something like that. But I can't remember. You can go back into community post and you can see whatever my first community post was. I had left the house. That was the one in Joliet. I left the house probably about an hour or so before that, so yeah, you can do the calculations. This will be a little under a 2-hour drive. But yeah, it was a long day, but obviously there was a lot of stops. Had to do stops for eating. And then I also I had that, like I said, I was talking to that mayor guy for like at least a half hour. And then there's another kind of interesting dude that I met. We'll talk about him. And then I met this couple from England. So at the Gemini Giant, I met this couple. They were nice, and I was talking actually to them because I was filming, and they started talking to me. So I just let it film. So they're going to be in the videos, chatting with them a little bit. But they're from England. They flew to Chicago and are doing the whole Chicago to LA. So they're on their way to Chicago. It was their first day. Wilmington is still pretty much in the Chicagoland area. Now, like I said, that was one of our second town we were at. And yeah, they're doing the full Chicago to LA thing. Obviously, I could tell they weren't, they could have been from the area, but I could tell they had the British accent. And they also definitely had a rental car because Illinois has special plates for rental cars. A lot of states are doing that now. And I saw a lot of rental plates today. I saw a lot of Illinois rental plates. I saw a California rental plate, which is basically the Colorado plate, but it's red. So I didn't see any California plates today, sadly. I did see Arizona, which is pretty cool. This older couple, they were in one of my last towns. If you go back into the community post, the first one I did of my car in front of that old gas station, that's where I saw that couple. I didn't really talk to them, but they had Arizona plates. So I can assume they made the trip all that way. It kind of makes sense. Hello, Marshall. Good, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you again. So I gotta assume that if they're coming, they came from Arizona to Chicago. I don't know if they're still going to Chicago or going back. I don't know exactly how they did that, but that was definitely that was like kind of an old, I think it may have been an antique plate actually, I don't know. So it was kind of a weird plate I hadn't seen before, so, and it was an older car too, so it definitely wasn't like a rental car. But yeah, I saw a lot of rental plates. Obviously there's a lot of people, very busy, a lot of people traveling. Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so unfortunately. Too much other than this, actually. I just had this and my Cheez-Its over here. I'll show you that, but not a lot. There wasn't a lot open today. Surprisingly, a lot of stuff was closed. There was one potential I could have went to, but I wasn't hungry at the time, and I knew I still had these sandwiches here. So the only thing I actually purchased that I bought was the magnet at Wally's for $6. I'll show you. I could probably reach that over there. I could show you that in a moment too. But yeah, $6 for the magnet and gas, which I think this fill up was like $28. Took about a half a tank. I was about a half a tank down, $4.13, and I put $28 in or something like that. So pretty average with these gas prices. We're getting ready to cross. US Route 52. I have no clue what town we are in. Yeah, we don't really, it's really not much over here. Yeah, I got these. Let's see, can I get my magnet? Yeah, there it is. So I wanted to get something that kind of, sort of, was a good memento, remembrance of the trip today and the adventure. And I've gotten several. I need some Mountain Dew. I probably need my water, but it goes better with this peanut butter and fluff. But we'll do Mountain Dew for now for camping. That's better. So, yeah, I do have to do Diet Mountain Dew because I can't really handle all the sugar, so it is diet, but yeah, regular Mountain Dew is way too much sugar and it's so sweet for me. But I love the Diet Mountain Dew. I love the tanginess of it, but here's the magnet. Well, you probably can't see the important part here. So yeah, $6 at Wally's, because I've had so many. I have numerous Wally's magnets that say Wally's on it. Wally's is basically like kind of a generic version of Buc-ee's. We don't have a Buc-ee's in Illinois, but we have a Wally's, which is kind of like a Buc-ee's, but not nearly the same. It's the same concept, kind of the same vibe to it, but not quite the same scale. They have one in Illinois, they have one in Missouri, maybe another location, maybe in Indiana. We're still trying to get a Buc-ee's in Wisconsin. That's still a process ongoing. I don't know if we'll ever see one in Illinois, but we do have this Buc-ee's, or we do have this Wally's in Pontiac, which I've done maybe 2 vlogs at now. Yes, they do have Meijer. Yes, they do have Meijer. If you want to check out, but yeah, oh, this magnet here, so, it says, America's highway since 1926. Los Angeles to Chicago on either side. And yeah, I have I think I had a Wally's magnet that says something about Route 66 as well. But yeah, I wanted something that was kind of had the 100th anniversary or the year on it. This one has a year, so I figured this was the perfect memento since we're celebrating the 100th anniversary. And yes, we do have Meijer. We have a Meijer in McHenry, and there's a really big Meijer. You can look it up. You can search in my videos for Meijer. We have a really deep, a big size. I kind of almost, it's not really labeled as Super Meijer, but it's a very big Meijer in Round Lake Beach. So you can search for that video. You will find it. It is really, it's cool. I like going there too. Yeah, I don't know. They're big in Michigan, like was mentioned. And yeah, we have one around Lake Beach. There's not a ton of them. It's not like our local Julasco grocery store, but they're around. There's where else was there one I can think of? There's one in Rolling Meadows, near where my first apartment was. So I used to have a Meijer really close to my first apartment. That was Rolling Meadows. Now there's one in my neighborhood, basically, which I do. I split up a lot of my shopping between the Meijer and the Walmart. The Meijer, McHenry, the Walmart, and technically in Johnsburg, but it's pretty much McHenry, but technically Johnsburg there. And yeah, most of my shopping is split between the 2 of them. Yeah, very good. I like it. Walmart's good too. I like our Walmart personally. It's not too bad. I know some Meijer, some Walmarts can be kind of but I like our one in Johnsburg. It's fine with me. My wife's not a big fan of it, but I don't really know why. But yeah, the Meijer is really nice, but it's much smaller compared to the Rolling Meadows one. Well, probably, but compared to the McHenry one, the Round Lake Beach is a much bigger one. But yeah, if you want a good example of a Meijer around here, definitely check out that video. I probably put it out a couple of years ago now at this point. lot of stoplights until you get through each town. This is pretty much a straight shot north for a little under 2 hours. Yeah, thank you, man, for checking it out. Yeah, it's not a super long video, but it's... I don't know if it's the biggest, but as you'll see, I'll discuss in that video, because the last Super Kmart, which obviously were bigger, it was like the big grocery store type Kmarts or whatever, that are all gone now, obviously, but the last Super Kmart in Illinois was also in Round Lake Beach. And I looked up online and compared those two, and the Meijer is actually bigger square footage than the Super Kmart was. So I kind of think of it as a Super Meijer. Yeah, we should be close, man. I know we were getting close to that day, so that's going to be sweet. I'm going to be watching it, man. I hope we get some good news. I will check, too. Pretty soon I'm going to check if we do have that one game we were talking about, the last live stream, see if I have it on my retro PC, which most likely I do. So, yeah, I'm going to look into that, save it. Yeah, we might start that and eventually in a live stream as well, so... Well, we have a speed limit thing here, so I think we're approaching another town. I don't honestly don't know what town we're coming into here. Let's find out. I see some houses. I see some civilization. Where are we? We're not anywhere near Elburn yet. Ah, Yorkville. Okay, Yorkville. I know Yorkville. I couldn't tell you the last time I was through here. So, yeah, I would say probably at this point now, although we're very much in the outskirts of the Chicagoland area. Not Chicago, we're not even in Chicago, but the greater Chicago metropolitan area, I would consider Yorkville to be part of that. But we're in the extreme outer suburbs. Like, we're still pretty much country, but yeah, Yorkville, I think, is pretty much anyone would consider them to be a part of Chicagoland. I think we're still in Will County. I don't think we've gotten to Kane County yet, but not a very big town, but yeah, exactly. Yep, 6 County. I'll always remember. Illinois State Route 71 to Stagecoach Trail. There is some history with that. Yes, the 6 County. I will always remember that Chicagoland has 6 counties, because you'd have to go back to my 2-part video about my quote-unquote Ohio bag, where I kind of dig into some of my nerdy road trip history. But the one thing I always carried around me like a Bible, and it was kind of a big book like a Bible as well. Some of you might remember having this at some point as well. But before the days of cell phones, before the days of GPS, I was still kind of a road nerd, so I always had to have a map with me. Even if we were, like, going down to the grocery store or somewhere that my family had been to a million times, like a aunt's house or something like that, I always had to have a road map with me. And the one that I usually had in the Chicagoland, where it was called the 6 County Atlas. 6 County Atlas. It had, yeah. I think we are going to get the announcement for Send Force. I don't know if I hope it's for this fest, but it's got to be coming soon. Definitely keep my fingers crossed, because that would be so cool. That'd be really cool if I could play it this year. I mean, that'd be, I don't know how soon they need it, but how long it would take to develop it. That'd be so cool. Yeah, that would make sense too, yeah. Best case scenario there for sure. But yeah, I always had this blue. I got my first one in like 93, and I had one up to, oh god, somewhere in the 2000s. I forgot what year it was, my last one I picked up. Before I started to get GPS and cell phones and everything, somewhere in the 2000s. But yeah, it's the blue. It was a blue color. It was always a blue color, and it was the Chicagoland 6 County Atlas. And in every town, and every side street, it was the only Atlas book you needed if you're traveling in the Chicagoland area. Very, very handy. But yeah, I hope we get that out. This is a nice little town too here. I'm guessing this is still Yorkville. This is cute. I kind of want to explore. Yeah, okay, yep, downtown Yorkville. Yeah, see, this is just an area I'm not around a lot. Like, there's not a lot that I'm, like, traveling. I'm not traveling down this far for Uber ever. I'm not traveling to meet family out here. Yeah, they're really good with the cute little towns, yeah. McHenry was a little town, then it kind of blew up and grew, kind of molded with the rest of the suburbs, but it used to be it's still a cute little town. It's got nice little downtown areas, but it's gotten a lot bigger than it was, like, maybe say, like, 50 years ago or whatever, but, man, they got a gazebo here, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I might have to walk something. I'm not out in this area a lot. Yeah, this is cute, though. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know, I think we're going to go through Sugar Grove. Yeah, and I don't want to, like, necessarily speak for them, but I think one of our squad members actually grew up in this area or around Sugar Grove. They're not in the chat right now, but one of my regular commenters grew up near Sugar Grove, which we are going to pass, because they did recommend I go to the Sugar Grove Summer Festival. Sounds fun. Okay, and here we have US Route 34. This is a pretty big east-west route in the Chicagoland area. Oh, okay, sweet. Hey, you know about Shenmue too, then. Everyone knows about Shenmue. Yeah, I know the enhanced release is supposed to be coming. So yeah, US Route 34, this is known as Ogden Avenue, closer to Chicagoland, and this goes all the way out to, I think, Quad Cities or something like that. Yeah, I kind of forgot how big Morris actually was, or Yorkville. I forgot how big this town is. Yeah, maybe someday I'll vlog this. Funny enough, I also brought paper towels. I even thought to bring paper towels for messy hands and stuff like that, so I'm prepared today. I'm usually pretty good at... I did forget one thing before I left. I remember just about everything, including the paper towels. The only thing I forgot, which thankfully it didn't turn out to be a big deal, is I forgot to take my allergy pill. I was sneezing a little bit in the morning, but after that it wasn't so bad. I think partially because I was in the car a lot in the air conditioning. If I was walking a lot of nature trails or something today, which I did not do, it may have hit me. But yeah, I was kind of rushing in the morning. I took some basic pills. Like I'll always take, when I'm going out for a while, I'll always bring a couple, like, extra Advil, Excedrin and stuff for, like, headaches or whatever you might get. Yeah, if you get a little hot with the sun, I can get a headache. It doesn't take much to give me a headache, but so I always like to have extra Advil. Or if my teeth are bothering me, which is a whole nother stupid story that I've been putting off, but yeah, the only thing I forgot was to take my allergy pill, which is the generic Allegra. It's, yeah, the Walmart generic Allegra usually, or Woodman's generic Allegra. Yeah, I kind of forgot that, but it didn't bother me. I didn't sneeze too much outside in the morning. But, so that was exciting Yorkville. Pretty cool, I guess. it's a little too late for me to take Excedrin because there is the aberrant caffeine and all that. Like Mountain Dew, I'm fine with. The Mountain Dew won't affect me that much, but. Since I had everything on it, might take a couple Advil anyway. Yeah, all I got today was a Magnet. But I think I got some really good video. Like I said, I had the whole experience with it, dude. And then something else that delayed me too is I had this, like, I was in this little tiny town of Odell, and then that was supposed to be a very quick little run through there, just like 2 things I wanted to film in that town. And I meet one of their locals, and boy, oh boy, was he a character. He was an interesting dude. Kind of very country-ish. He's kind of the stereotypical what you might expect to find in one of those tiny little country towns. But he was telling me about the residents and how nosy everyone is there, and everyone knows everyone. He telling me about the cops and everything, and he rides his bike. He was telling me how he was originally from Schaumburg, and then moved down to Odell 9 years ago, and telling me how he likes the city life better than the little country town. And that dude must have been talking to me for a half hour. And then I went to film something, and then he found me with his bike and started talking to me more. So yeah, that put me by a half hour. So between that and then the mayor giving me the exclusive tour of that little restaurant thing, and the pictures of the restaurant are up on the community post as well, so you can see what that looks like. But yeah, between 2 of those, yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to do quite as much as I hoped in Pontiac. This is Galena Road. I don't think this goes to Galena, but this is also kind of a big sort of east-west route, if I'm not mistaken. We got some snacks here. Got my Cheez-Its. Okay, now we're passing US Route 30. This is another big intersection. Sugar Grove straight ahead, yeah, Montgomery and Joliet to the right, and we have a stoplight. Yeah, so going right here will take you into Joliet, which is kind of where we started our adventure today. Ooh, and I see an important sign up ahead here for Kane County. Yep, looks like we're about ready to enter Kane County, guys. Oh, and I thought we were in Will County still. Nope, I'm looking at the sign on the other side of the road. It says Kendall County. So at some point, I have no clue when, I never saw the sign, but at some point we switched over from Will County to Kendall County, and now we are leaving Kendall County, entering Kane County. And then we're going to be in Kane County for quite a while until we get up to like Huntley in that area, and then we'll cross over into McHenry County, my home county. I've been always jealous. I'll give you guys a little insight into my weird nerdiness. I've always been jealous of states like Ohio and Indiana, among others, but locally, Ohio and Indiana have always had some kind of indication on their license plate what county they're from. Ohio's done a variety of things, from putting the county name right on the middle, bottom of the plate, to putting a number sticker indicating the county, a county code. Indiana's always had county codes, and I always thought that was cool. I've always wished Illinois had a system like that, so I could see license plate on the road at a gas station and be able to tell if they're local, if they're from somewhere else in the state. Never had it, and they never will. But I've always been jealous since I was pretty young. Since I was a kid and started to get into license plates as kind of my nerdy thing and collecting them. I was always wishing that Illinois had some kind of indication on their plate what the county was, but they do not. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Besides that, I should probably get some of my paper towels back in here. I see some flashing red lights ahead that may indicate, I don't know how far we're into it, but I think we got a freight train up ahead. Yeah, I don't know. Or are we going under? We might be actually be going. Oh, I saw it to the left, but I think we're going to go under the train. Which I guess is fine too, but I wouldn't mind seeing the train. We can see the train, but... Oh, this is the BNSF. Okay, I should have figured because we were pretty close to 30 and 34. I think this is the BNSF line that kind of goes southwest. Connected to that Burlington Metro line or whatever. That's probably what that line is. I don't think the Metro train goes out this far, but... should be getting somewhat close to Sugar Grove pretty soon. Like I said, I do have to do a Sugar Grove vlog because, like I said, one of our squad members who I think grew up around Sugar Grove, they don't live there now, I can tell you that much, said I need to go to the Sugar Grove Fest. It's like a summer fest. Oh, we're getting close to 88. We're doing pretty good time-wise. I mean, we're, oh, what is it? Oh, this is 47 and 88, 56. Yeah, I mean, I used to go out to 88 a lot when I was visiting family, when I lived in North Lake and visited family out in DeKalb more. We would take 88 a lot from North Lake to DeKalb. Now, not so much. I got other ways to take to DeKalb. I don't involve 88, but yeah, there's a big, like, water park out this way. Not gonna be able to see it today, but there's a big water park that way. I think they expanded this too. Like, you used to be able to not get from 47 onto 88, but I think they added in some exits or whatever. I know there was a big intersection project here or something. From here, probably about an hour. It's a little bit less than an hour, I think, to Woodstock, where I'm going to end this vlog, and then it's maybe 15-20 minutes from Woodstock to McHenry. Not that bad. I don't know, because I don't have the Google Maps on right now, so I can't say, but I would have to say we're probably less than an hour to Woodstock at this point. Because we've had the live stream on for an hour now, so I would say probably about another 50 minutes before we get to Woodstock. My biggest solo drive. Oh boy. Well, this is the biggest one I've streamed. How far have I driven solo though? Time-wise, I think I've done more. It was a long day because I did so many stops, but just counting like mileage-wise, oh man, I'm trying to think what would be my farthest one I've done so far. Well, the Wisconsin Dells day trip that I did last year, that was pretty long. That's kind of close to some of the Michigan vlogs that I've done, south of Michigan. That was right about the same time with that. I've done kind of a west central Illinois trip. I met a friend, an online friend, that I had known online for a while. Met him. He was out in kind of like west central Illinois with his church group. He's originally from Idaho. Was out there traveling, so I took that chance to meet him. That was back in like 2010. That was a long time ago, back in 2010. That was probably a little bit longer. That may have been the longest. But most of the longer trips I've done with my family. Technically, now that I think about it, I took one solo trip. Obviously, you guys most know now that we have friends in St. Louis, and we visit them on a regular. I've done the 4th of July videos there. I've done several videos in St. Louis, out in St. Charles County. Wabanti Community College. Yep, we're in Sugar Grove area. But there was a period when my friend had just moved down to St. Louis. His wife was not down there yet. She was still in Chicago area with her kids. He was just down there, and he was like, hey, you want to just kind of come in there? We'll hang out or whatever. So I drove down to St. Charles County by myself, hung out the weekend with him, and drove back. That would have to be very close to being possibly my longest drive. Yeah, you're down in, yep, you're way in the southern, yep, I'm very familiar with the area. I have, yeah, really, yep, I think the last Disney World trip I passed through Louisville. So I probably passed New Albany or very close. We went over the big toll bridge, I remember that. Yeah, because I have a friend in Evansville, Indiana, which is not too far away. Southern Indiana also, just a little bit west. But I've been trying to find time to go down and, meet with her, but yeah, just haven't had the time. But yeah, she's down in Evansville. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's always nice having childhood memories. You could definitely have. I have a little bit of memory from most of my memories are from North Lake, but I do have some memories of a little bit of some of the younger ones. But okay, now we're approaching 88. Okay. What the heck? That dude's got yellow headlights. That's a motorcycle, I think. There you go. West Tollway decals. Speaking of decals, there we go. We're getting there. Yeah, that's cool. I've always enjoyed visiting my, childhood areas. I did a full little series of some of my childhood home time, childhood home neighborhoods and town stuff, and I made a little series out of it. We're definitely in the Chicagoland area now. We're getting closer. Still got a ways to go. Now we're starting to get areas of 47 that I'm more familiar with. I definitely remember. We're headed up to 47 and 38 now. Well, Butterfield, we have Butterfield Road 56. Oh no, that was farther down, so we've already done 56. That's right, because it goes really far south at that point. But one of the next big interchanges we're going to hit is Illinois State Route 38. That's Elburn. That's going to be probably our next town we go through. Is Elburn, I assume. And then we're going to go through Lily Lake, which is not really much of a town, but that's the big intersection with 64. I know those intersections really well because we took both of those routes to visit family out DeKalb, Maple Park, Sycamore, etc. So I traveled 38 and 64 quite a lot as a child. Not 47 as much. I watched Elburn be built up. I remember when Elburn was a little tiny, tiny small town, and then it built up quite a bit as I got older. Now it's a pretty big town. It used to be a little town. Yeah, but Elburn 38 is coming up pretty soon, and we're definitely Chicagoland area because we're going to have one of the first spots where we have a metro train, the metro, sort of Chicagoland metro rail system that goes out to the suburbs. One of those lines goes to Elburn, so again, it's the outer stretches, but this is definitely Chicagoland. We're still anywhere near close to Chicago, but then we have 64's coming up, and then from there we got to get to like 72, 20, I-90 before we get into Huntley and McHenry County, and then we're pretty much on the home stretch after that. Now we're getting out in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure we're going to be dropping connections good out here. Should get better once we get out to Elburn now. Still on North 47, same road that we started on. Honestly, I like this much better than the tollways. It's a lot more peaceful. No tolls involved. Just a chill road, you know? What's this there? I don't think we're in Elburn yet. Hey. Yeah, we might be in Elburn. Yeah, I mean, 38's not that far from 88, so yeah. I think we are getting into Elburn now. You gotta slow them down, that's for sure. So we're entering something. Yeah, Kesslinger Road. Yep, Geneva to the right. Yep, I kind of know that road. Yeah, I'm a little familiar with this area. So yeah, I think we are getting closer to Elburn now. I haven't done a vlog in Elburn yet. Yeah, this was a lot quicker, probably a lot more peaceful. The drive down there wasn't that bad. There wasn't a lot of traffic. Well, there was a lot of traffic at first until I kind of got out of the suburbs a little bit, because we're still kind of in rush hour when I went down there. But as I got out of Chicagoland area, got to more country, then it eased up a little bit, and it was fine. It was just a slower drive because we took all the back roads, so lot more stopping, and yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely in Elburn. Here it's just basically straight. A lot less turns. I don't have to watch for the little Route 66 signs, but that was a part of the fun. That was a big part of the fun, was trying to follow the route with the signs. I mapped it out to kind of help, but that was fun. It looks like there was a little ice cream place over there. I don't know if that was open now. It's pretty late for it to be open. I couldn't tell if there was anyone inside there, but yeah, there was a little ice cream place. So yep, that's the Union Pacific West line there that does have metro trains that come out here. So yeah, you could take a train from here, and they got a nice little downtown area. I've always intended to come down to Elburn and do a vlog out here again. Yeah, I wouldn't mind ice cream. I mean, I've been snacking on my Cheez-Its, so I mean, I got something, so I got plenty of food. Yeah, I was kind of at least hoping to get ice cream. I kind of regret not stopping at the first place now, but I just kind of wanted to move along. I wasn't quite hungry, so I'm like, we'll find something else. But yeah, I didn't realize how much was going to be closed there. But it all worked out in the end. The timing was perfect. Obviously, a little bit later, I was intending to come back here maybe an hour or so earlier, but then, yeah, we had a couple situations that kind of delayed us a little bit. But it was interesting. It was cool getting that tour. The guy was a little weird that I met in a little town, but it was still cool to talk to him, get an insider's perspective into that little tiny town that he lived in. It was an interesting deal. Yep, we're here, Illinois 38. Wow, there's a Julasco here. I remember when this was all cornfield. I remember when this was just a little like flashing red light. This used to just be a little blinky red light thing. None of this was here. In the 90s? 80s when I drove out here? Well, I didn't drive, but my parents drove. I went to visit my cousins in Maple Park. There was nothing here. There was no stoplight. It was just a little blinky light, if that, if anything, if they had that. Yeah, nothing at all was out here. It was Elburn, but you never saw Elburn because it was all cornfields. Now all this stuff on the right, the stuff we passed, none of this was here in the 90s. It all got built up later on. Yeah, none of this was here. But we're getting there, man. We're almost at home stretch land here at this point. We got maybe about a half hour or so left before we get into Woodstock. I don't know if the Woodstock Casey's will be open. All this housing, that there's a bunch of housing on the right here. None of this was here. It was all just cornfields back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I know that road well. Now this will take us very shortly to Illinois Route 64. I spent many times on that road. Oh yeah, Redwoods is definitely on the bucket list. Justin Scard, who I tagged in a lot of my community posts. I was taking pictures, doing shorts of all of his little random land stickers, but he's done the Northwoods because he's from California. He's done the Northwoods a bunch of times. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, Northwoods would be right up my alley. I don't know a lot about California, but I've seen a lot through Justin Scard and some others as well. But yeah, Northwoods would be perfect. That's the total thing I would love to vlog. And it looks like it's beautiful up there. And then, you know, like right along the coastline and stuff there. Yeah, isn't it like the biggest tree or something out there? Yeah, I don't think it's like the biggest tree or something is this out there. I know there's a tree that you can like drive through. I've seen him do that. Yeah, there's like a tree that you can actually like drive through the middle of it, which is pretty cool. I got a lot of cool pictures of my car today, so. Yeah, we have a decent amount of forest. I don't know what the biggest would be. There's a lot in southern Illinois. There's a lot of foresty areas in southern Illinois. We have a lot of smaller nature preserves, forest preserves up here. Obviously, I've documented a ton of them. There's still a few big ones that I have to check out, though, for sure. Let's see, are we getting close closer to 64 now? This might be 64. It just says junction specific sign. Lily Lake, so this might be, yeah. Now, back in the day, there wasn't a lot here, but this gas station on the right. I always thought this was cool because it's like a huge gas station. I thought it was really cool as a kid. Really bright when there's not much else through here, so it stood out. It looked different though, but yep. And now we're going under the railroad tracks there, or the bike path. I don't forget what it is now, but so now, yeah, now we're doing good. Now we just we're still in Kane County. We got to continue on to that weird intersection with 20 and 72. That won't be too much longer. And then, yeah, before you know it, we're going to be back in McHenry County, our home county. And we got to go through Huntley. We still got a little bit of drive through McHenry County before we get to Woodstock. But, yeah. This is definitely the longest I drove on 47 before, for sure. Let's see what the sign says here. Okay, so 10 miles to US Route 20 and 27 miles to Woodstock. So about 27 miles. Archer. Anything that surprised me? Probably the biggest thing that surprised me was getting that tour with the mayor. That was my biggest surprise. Most of this stuff was kind of planned out, so I had already kind of planned the areas that I wanted to stop, so I had that planned out pretty well. It did go well. Like I said, we did run a little short on time, or more than anything, we ran short of daylight, I should say. We ran short of daylight, but still, for the most part, got everything I needed to get in. But yeah, that was cool, and yeah, very just kind of a chill, like, you know, like a big town. You don't get this. This guy's just walking around. He was actually. The little jail thing was right next to the maintenance building or whatever, where the maintenance trucks parked their stuff, and they were doing some garden stuff over there. And he brought his truck there to talk to him or something, and he greeted me. And I said, yeah, it was kind of funny talking to the local guy, meeting a couple from England. But yeah, it's like, yeah, people talk to you. And if I would have kept on going west, I got out to like Texas, Oklahoma, farther out there, I'm sure there'd be even a lot more people that will talk to you. Justin Scar does interviews with so many people when he does his Route 66 adventures and interviews and all this stuff, and everyone's so friendly and they want to talk to you about Route 66. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool getting to meet people, and I think I did pretty good. I'm not the greatest at like always having conversations with strangers, but I think I did pretty good for myself. Yeah, I think I've gotten better over the years. But yeah, it was fun. It was a neat adventure. It was definitely, yeah, it's one of those things you just got to have a lot of patience. Like, my wife's a little different. She just kind of wants to get there the fastest way possible. We'll stop once in a while, but she doesn't like, you know, doing all those stops in each of the town isn't really necessarily her vibe. She just kind of wants to get there, and I kind of like the stop. So I try to find sort of a healthy medium when we go on family road trips. This is Burlington Road. We're not by 20 yet, I don't think. Exactly, yeah. I like it's like, that was the one good thing about Route 66, is like all those towns that I went through today, you know, there's a main interstate. Exactly, yeah. That's the thing. Okay, now we're going to Compton Hills, which that's actually more of a newer town, Compton Hills, but yeah, like the road that I take is basically the same route that we go to St. Louis. But when we go to St. Louis, we always go on Interstate 55 because it's quicker. But you pass by all those towns that I actually drove through today. So I got to see so much in these towns that I typically just pass by really quickly. So, you know, it's like, I think that's something we would always do going to St. Louis, but it's nice to do that once in a while too, to kind of see what's in those towns, you know. So yeah, you miss a lot on the interstate, you know. Oh, St. Louis is pretty nice. I don't know if I'm going to be back yet this year. I'm not sure, because I don't think of the two, I kind of probably like. Honestly, I probably like Chicago better. St. Louis is okay. I like the area that our friends are from. They're kind of on the outskirts in a different county, but it's fun. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, St. Louis is nice. It's definitely got its nice areas. I like where the arch is and everything like that. Can't really compare it to Chicago. Definitely like Chicago better, but I like where my friends live out in St. Charles County. That's kind of nicer areas. Chicago's definitely bigger. But it's a nice road trip. It's nice to have like friends to visit too, because then sometimes we're lucky enough too, if like they have extra room, we can sometimes sleep at their house, so we don't have to like have the motel cost, you know. So it's nice having a destination. It's nice having someone to visit. I like random road trips to places too, but yeah, it's nice to have people to visit out there, you know, when you're in a certain area. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was so I wish I had a car when I was out in Nevada, because I was so close to like both Arizona and, yeah, I mean, there's some pretty cool places on Route 66, but I do want to see the Grand Canyon. But yeah, I wish I had a car, because then I could have checked both California and, you know, California and Arizona on my bucket list pretty easily. I visited both in the same day, but we didn't have a rental car, and we never had a lot of time to do anything outside of Vegas when I was there back in like 2018 or whatever. Which those vlogs are also up on the channel if you want to see my Vegas vlogs. But that was the furthest out west I had been. But yeah, still have to do California. Still have to do Grand Canyon. We obviously flew out to Vegas. Although I don't know if my wife would want to drive all the way out to like Vegas or California. I would totally do it. I'm very jealous of that couple from England that are out there. I don't know where they are right now, but they were headed out west from Chicago to LA. Oh, cool. Yeah, I hope that works out, man. Yeah, let me know. That'll be a fun trip. I heard Phoenix is a pretty cool city, from what I've seen, so. I almost went out that way, but I didn't have the money. This was quite a few years ago now, maybe even before I started my channel, but I almost went with my friend, the one that lives in, or outside of St. Louis now. He lived in the Chicago area then, but he was going to, maybe he didn't end up going in there. Yeah, there's definitely some similarities. I don't know. I don't compare Chicago to LA though. I don't know. Chicago might be more similar to LA than like St. Louis is. But my friend me and my friend were gonna fly down to Arizona to Mesa or whatever town. I forget which one. I think it's Mesa, but whatever whatever city the Cubs play their spring training in, because they had just opened the new facility there. It's their own little mini version of Wrigley Field out there, basically. And me and my friend were going to go there, but it never ended up happening. We were going to fly down there. I don't know what happened, if he canceled or I canceled or what, but I don't think either of us ended up going down there. I think my friend has been down there. I can't remember if he's actually made it. I've never been there, but we were going to do that. We would have been really close to California, but I think it's Mesa. Yeah, it's called Sloan Park. They got a really cool baseball facility out there where they do the spring training. Ah, Plank Road. Okay. This is cool. Okay, yeah, we're definitely on the home stretch here. This is roads I'm very familiar because I take 47 here to Plank Road, go to the left, and I take that to my cousin's arcade in DeKalb. So yeah, now we're getting the territory of roads that I drive. Yeah, it's a very easy drive to get down to DeKalb from there. But now we're going on parts of 47 that I am very familiar with, that I do quite a. So yeah, we're pretty darn close to my home base now at this point. So we're doing good. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys joining, keep me awake. I said I'm doing pretty good. I said I definitely am not going to be staying up too late tonight. I still have to take my dogs for a walk when I get home. Even as late as it is, they're going to still want to go for their walk. So I have to still do that, but then I'll probably go to bed not too long after that. But to put away, I got my cooler of pop and water back, a little bit of garbage I got to throw out. I got to put my magnet in the fridge downstairs. I'll probably take a picture of that and put it on the community post of my magnet, because I had already posted my pictures from Pontiac before I bought the magnet, so I've not showed the world of YouTube my magnet yet. Yeah, the heat is the only thing, like, it's probably nice during the winter, like, it's probably really good in the winter and spring. You know, and I know the joke that we always make about it, because it's always so humid in Chicago, and everyone will tell you, oh, well, it's better in Arizona because it's a dry heat, right? And now we're past 20 and 72. Yeah, we're not that far from McHenry County now at this point. This is also an intersection I'm very familiar with. Yeah, I'm now getting into the territory where every once in a while my Uber Eats will take me out this way. So sometimes I have Uber Eats drop-offs here, so you can definitely tell we're kind of getting to my home base here now. But yeah, I don't know. Even if it's a dry heat or not, like, I don't know if I want to be in 115. Like, Chicago's humid. St. Louis is very, very humid. St. Louis is it sucks during the summer. We do the July 4th thing for a little bit. Some years are better than others, but man, like, I've been down to St. Louis and Mississippi out there, kind of just outside Memphis with my friend, going to casinos during the summer, and man, that heat and humidity is so terrible. Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you for the update on that. I'm going to try to watch that as much as I can. I don't know. We'll see how the time-wise goes. I don't know if I'll be sleeping or at work or whatever, but I will keep a watch for it. There we go. Are we back? All right, we are back. Yeah, I think I got disconnected from you guys there. I think I pressed the button. Pressed the button I shouldn't have pressed. Got you guys back in now. What the heck did I even press? Okay, anyway. Awesome. Well, glad you guys are back. But yeah, 115 or so in Arizona. I don't know. Whether it's a dry heat or humidity, I don't know how I feel about that, but all right. So We're passing Big Timber Road now, which go to the right, it will take you to Elgin. We're not that much farther from 90 and Huntley at this point. Moving along. Oh yeah, 90 is right over here. Sweet. Now we're definitely getting in my Uber Eats territory at this point. Getting very close to my Uber Eats. I definitely do my fair share of Uber orders in Huntley. Huntley is definitely a town that's grown over the years. This is 90, Interstate 90, east to Chicago, west to Rockford. And I guarantee you, if we put on 97.5, yep. Rockford is coming in 5.5. Woodstock, that's coming in. I'm sure that'll be fine too. So all the usual radio stations are in now. So still in the outer edges of Chicagoland, but we're in Chicagoland. We're in the McHenry region, and pretty soon we are going to be in McHenry County. It won't be too much longer until we wrap up this stream. Once again, appreciate you guys for joining me, but yeah, look forward to it. Like I said, I think there's going to be possibly 5 videos from this trip. They shouldn't be super long, any of them, but split it up between towns. There's one video for Gardner because I've got so much in there from the tour that the mayor gave me. There's going to be one for Pontiac. I think there's one for Wilmington and possibly another town, one for Joliet, and maybe another town. I mixed in some of the smaller towns with the bigger ones. So yeah, I think it's going to be like 5 videos total. The Pontiac one will contain my quick little run through Wally's. Did not spend much time at Wally's, but I did get Botanican, obviously. Yeah, we are in Huntley, guys, and yeah, we're pretty darn close to McHenry County. We have Del Webb, the big senior citizen community, retirement community out to the left here. I've done a lot of Uber Eats and package drop-offs here, and yeah, very, very soon, I think 1 or 2 more stoplights, and we are in McHenry County. There will be one more little dark country stretch in between Huntley and Woodstock. I think it might be his next stoplight. It's 11:09, so not too bad. I did tell my wife I'd probably be home before midnight. She'll be sleeping now, she's not waiting up for me, but I told her she'd be home before midnight, so. So still left a little bit later than I was expecting, but again, everything kind of just sort of the way it worked out. But you know, it's like if you ever watched Justin Scar's Route 66 Adventures, you know, as will always kind of tell you, you know, you can't really rush things. You just have to kind of go with the flow, kind of go with the vibe, and see what random things come up when you go on Route 66. You know, it's kind of your best experience there is when you kind of just kind of see what happens. You know, you can't plan your day out perfectly. Got to take your time if you want to really appreciate Route 66. You can't rush it. You know, that's what he advised, and that's why people tell you need like 3 or 4 weeks to fully go through the entire thing from California to LA, or LA to Chicago, Chicago to LA. Fortunately, I just don't have 3 or 4 weeks to be able to take off work. and sort of spend that much time away from the family and or that much money. And I mean, if I did YouTube full time like he does, I could probably afford to do that. But unfortunately, I'm not that good of a YouTuber yet. And we did just enter McHenry County. Welcome everyone to McHenry County, my home county. This is the home stretch. This is the home stretch. We just got to go through downtown Huntley over here, or pretty close to downtown Huntley. And then, yeah, after that, we're almost done. We'll have one little country road stretch, and then we're in. We're good. We're at Woodstock. Yeah, not bad, guys. Huntley has grown quite a bit as well. I started a vlog here in Huntley, covering the Long Meadow Parkway. When we started the vlog here, I got to get back here again. There's definitely a couple more things that I do want to vlog. They're also, it might be open where they have their little summer shops, where they have the little pop-up shops in Huntley here, similar to how we have in McHenry. And yeah, it looks like they are open, so very similar to the setup that McHenry has. Huntley has it now as well. They have the little shops up there that are open for the summer, fall, or whatever. And then they might open next year, or there might be someone else in there. McHenry has, I've documented McHenry's a ton, but I have not documented Huntley's here yet, but it looks like it's open. So definitely something worth checking out here. Yeah, there's our channels on the left that I definitely do vlogs, not vlogs, do the Uber Eats at. But we're doing good, yeah. Yeah, kind of a bummer. I'm already going back to work tomorrow. Hard to believe. Yeah, I really don't know what the next Route 66 adventure is going to be. If I continued on the route, I would probably end up having to do something like Pontiac, which is where I finished the adventure today, and doing something like Pontiac down to Bloomington. That would be probably my thought. Bloomington, Illinois, Bloomington Normal, somewhere in there. That would be probably my next. I don't know if it'll be my next. I don't know when I'll be able to do that. I'd have to travel down to Pontiac and then do that adventure and then either go home or go to a hotel or something like that, because by the time you get down to Bloomington, you're pretty far away from Chicagoland area at that point. That's a long drive back home. I may also do a smaller segment of Route 66 from Joliet, kind of where I started today, somewhere into Chicago. I don't know yet. I still got to research that, see if there's enough to make a video or two about that. That would be a bit of a quicker thing. That would be a lot closer to home. I don't know how far I'll go into Chicagoland. But it's always an interesting experience trying to drive into Chicago. But we'll see. That is a possibility. That could be the next thing I do. And then, yeah, from there, I don't know. We got our last little stretch of country road here. We're almost done, guys. Well, we're almost done with the live stream. I still have about a 15-minute drive or so back to McHenry, but it's still very, very quick. And it might actually just kind of go into Woodstock a little bit. Because I don't even know if this hour, if the Casey's is still open, so... I was thinking of stopping at the Casey's in case I had to take a bathroom break, but I don't really need to, so I think we'll just continue on and kind of go the rest of the way through Woodstock, and then we will wrap it up. Yeah, I don't think we need to stop. Just go straight home pretty much at this point, I think. Yeah, I'll probably be home probably 11:45 or so by that time. July or mid-July. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yep, looking forward to getting started with that, continuing on. I know we're not too far away from the big city over there. We're getting closer. Yeah, that'll be fun. Looking forward to getting that. That'll probably be Sunday. There could possibly be a live stream on Saturday. I don't know yet, because I am off of work on Saturday. I usually work Saturday nights. I am off. Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. I could probably find something online, but I'm sure you'll find it quicker. Yeah, fingers crossed I might be able to, because yeah, my kids have a dance. They have their dance show this weekend. So what I do is I take Saturday off, and then I'm also normally off Sunday. Hello, Todd. Welcome. Thank you for joining. You're almost came right at the perfect time, right at the end here. But yeah, I usually work Saturdays, so I can't usually stay up super late on those days, because the first dance class is the first dance show is, kind of like early afternoon or whatever. So, I won't be staying up till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. that day, but I could possibly get a little bit of a shorter live stream. I think the last time, that would be fun to do, is I think the last time, and it might have been for one of their dance shows too or whatever I had Saturday, I remember I did a I think I called it Saturday Shenmue live stream or something like that, where I just did Shenmue for a couple hours, something like that. Probably maybe Shenmue 1 at that point. It's been a while. But that would be kind of cool to redo that again. So I'll have to see that. We'll see what time I can get online. But that would be kind of fun to redo. I forgot what I called it. I called it something like that, like Saturday Shenmue live stream or some kind of thing like that. All the S's, So yeah, that'd be kind of fun to do that. So I will keep you up. I'll message you. Oh, that was for birthday. Okay, that kind of makes sense. She probably had a Saturday birthday party or something. I did have my daughter had a special birthday thing too, where rented out the whatever that place in McHenry, the Lions Club thing or whatever, I forget what the heck it's called now. But they rented out one of those places where the people meet or whatever. It's like, I can't remember. It's getting kind of late. My mind's kind of getting shot at this point. been a long day, a lot of driving. I feel pretty good, but it's been a lot of drive. Your mind does kind of get all messed up after some point of being on the road so much. Ooh, I like that too. Yeah, Superstar Sega Saturday. There you go. Yeah, I've done a pretty good amount of Sega stuff, kind of mixing in the regular stuff or the Sonic stuff, the Yu Suzuki stuff, as well as with like the earlier Shenmue games. I've probably done more Sega at this point now than I've done anything on the channel, I think. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked at my list too much, but like between the Yu Suzuki stuff, Shenmue stuff, Sonic stuff I've done early, yeah, I've probably done more Sega, I think, at this point than anything else. And I never even owned a Sega system growing up, which is kind of funny, but I've covered so much of Sega, Dreamcast, and all that stuff now. All right, 176 to the left, 47 to the north. Ooh, yeah, getting close. I could technically go to Crystal Lake from here, but this is the route. This is Illinois 47. This is Illinois 47. We've been on Illinois 47 for 1 hour, 45 minutes now. One road, no turns. Not one turn. And this is a long road, but honestly, I still kind of like this better. Now, I probably, like, if my family and I were going to St. Louis, I probably would just do 355 to 55 and all that. But this is not a bad alternative. This is really not a bad alternative. Next time I have to go to St. Louis, I'll probably compare the two just to see which is quicker. But oh wow, so you probably even went. Yeah, I caught up. We started at we started today at 47 and 55 in Dwight. So yeah, you would have probably gone a little bit farther south than me. Then it's an easy road. We haven't had one turn, and as you guys can see, we had a couple. We had stoplights. We had some big towns through like Yorkville and ones like those. But like Elburn, I guess. Well, Elburn's bigger, but I don't still consider it a big town or whatever. But Sugar Grove, a few of those, but not a ton of stoplights. But yeah, straight shot. I haven't had to use my turn signal in 1 hour, and outside of changing lanes, I haven't had to use my turn signal to turn anywhere since almost 2 hours. This is about right. This is about right time. This is perfect. It had originally had an estimate when I looked it up earlier to the Casey's, which I think we're just going to pass the Casey's because I don't really feel like stopping there now. And like I said, I think they close early, or they used to close early. Maybe not now, but I used to do late night Uber Eats out to Woodstock, and I would try to go there to do a bathroom break before I head home or whatever, or another Uber order, and they'd be closed at like 10 o'clock or something like that. And there's not past 10 o'clock at this time, there's not a lot of places to use the washroom, and you would think you'd be able to go to the Casey's, but they closed early, and that was kind of annoying. But I think they may have stayed open later now, possibly. It could have been a COVID thing as well. But yeah, we actually are pretty close, and it did have an estimate about an hour and 50 minutes, and I think we're pretty close to that. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, 74. Dang, that's... Well, you can go pretty far, yeah. Well, this is the farthest I've ever gone on 47 at one time. I can say that much for sure. And we made it. We made it to Woodstock. There it is. Goal has been achieved. We needed to do Dwight to Woodstock, and we did it. One road, no turns. Welcome to Woodstock. Home of Groundhog Day. And we're almost home, guys. 20 minutes, maybe max. 20 minutes, maybe max. And yep, there is the Casey's. Well, gas is definitely better when we picked it up at 413. We got 457 at the mobile. 457 Casey's. Oh, Casey's definitely still. Yeah, they definitely stay open later now. I don't know why they're closing so early back then. Again, maybe a COVID thing, but they're definitely still open. There are a lot of cars in there too. Yeah, we're gonna head home. Definitely got a little bit of a mess to clean up here in this car. A few things to straighten out, a few things to throw out. Still got some Cheez-Its left. So yep, still got my Cheez-Its, got my lunch bag here that's empty now. We ate all 4 of our sandwiches. And yeah. I gotta empty my cooler back there. Might as well finish up my water. Gotta crush the water bottle. It's an ode to Adam the Woo. If you know, you know. Shout out to Adam the Woo. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, but that was his shtick back in the day. He started his vlog, crushed his water bottle. I also did one of these in one of my vlogs today in dedication to Adam the Woo. So yeah, I've gone through 2 water bottles. I still have stuff back there, yeah. So we had 2 water bottles today, and 1.5 or so of Mountain Dew. Surprised I didn't go through more Mountain Dew today, but it's a very busy day. Relaxing, yeah, kinda, but a lot of stops, a lot of filming. I had to take a lot of time, some time off. The internet was pretty spotty in areas, so I had to take a lot of time. It took some time to, post photos on my personal Facebook, post photos on the YouTube community page. I uploaded as well, I think 3 or 4 YouTube shorts. That took a while to upload because, yeah, connections were spotty depending on what town I was in or whatever. So, you know, took some time to do that. So we kept busy. Obviously, there's still going to be a lot of videos to edit. Like I said, there's probably going to be 5, most likely going to be 5 videos from this project, and a lot of editing involved in that. So, yep. So yeah, the editing will come down the road at some point. Still have a lot to edit before that, but yeah, it takes a little bit to process the YouTube community post, especially when you're doing it mobile. And the short takes a while to upload, obviously, as well, depending how long you do it. If you do a 3-minute one, it could take a good 10 minutes or so. Still on 47. I normally could turn, well, not this street, but the next one up. But we're gonna go. You know what? We're gonna go. We're on 47. What the heck? Let's go. We go a little bit farther than we normally do. We're not setting any records. We're not going to Wisconsin, but you know what the heck? I will go to Charles Road for you guys. Charles Road is about the farthest we can go without completely going out of the way on 47. That's still considered Woodstock technically, I think, up there, but yeah, it's a little out of the way, but that's fine. I guarantee you I've probably documented more of Illinois 47 here than anyone has ever done on YouTube. But yeah, this is Illinois. This is normally how I would take home to McHenry 120, but if you want to do a little bit more of 47. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that's another game similar to how we talked about the last stream, where I kind of know about it, but I don't know a ton about it. I've definitely heard of it. Yeah, we're still in Woodstock here, and yeah, we'll take this to Charles Street, which then will, if we make a right, that will connect back to 120 again. But yeah, this is, 5 minutes of bonus material. Instead of 5 minutes of bonus material on Illinois State Route 47. Yes, we started almost 2 hours ago on this thing. Longer or shorter? I would say kind of a little bit shorter. Yeah, it's it did feel a little bit shorter, but I mean, time-wise, I mean, it was about what it said, so it accurate, but it moved pretty quick. It definitely helps that I had you guys here to talk with me. But the one thing I can do, because I reset all my mileage here at the gas station, so when we left the Loves today from Dwight, we have used, and I don't know, so right now I'm averaging about 37.3 miles per gallon per my car. And since we filled up and left the Loves in Dwight, Illinois, we have currently used or driven 85.8 miles. That's kind of crazy. That's actually longer than I was thinking it was going to be. That's more miles than I thought. We haven't even used, which is not bad. We haven't even used a quarter tank in this little nighttime trip so far. We haven't even gotten through like an eighth of a tank yet. So again, because we're in my very fuel efficient vehicle, thank goodness. Now we just hit to 86.1. So yeah. We have driven 86 miles on Illinois State Route 47. That's kind of crazy. That does surprise me. Like, I didn't think we got, I thought maybe like 50 or something like that, but no, I did not realize we have driven 86 miles on one road. That's kind of crazy. For a state highway that's not like an interstate, like an I-90 or something for me, on one road like this, for 86 miles, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I can't believe that. Surprises me. Not as much as the time, but I mean, no, like the time is, about, like I said, about what they predicted. But wow, Wow, 86 miles. And then, yeah, we're going to have another country here. Let's go turn on those brights. It's going to get dark out here now, this part. And then, yep, we will make a right on Charles Street because if we go any much farther, we're going to go into Hebron, Illinois, which I have no reason, no need to be in Hebron, Illinois. Every once in a while, an Uber adventure, an Uber Eats adventure will take me to Hebron, but really don't have a reason to go to Hebron. Don't have a reason to go to Wisconsin. I need to go to bed or go home, walk the dogs, then go to bed. This is kind of like my streaming night, basically. This is actually right about the time I would go onto a stream normally, but yeah, this is going to be my stream because, yeah, I'm going to be way too tired. Yeah, and obviously at this point I would have walked the dogs, done all this and everything. Now I still have to go home. So even if I did get home right now, I wouldn't be able to go to the stream because I still have to do the whole process with my dogs. But there we go, Charles Road. This is a road I've been on a million times. Visiting some of my wife's family, doing Uber adventures, doing vlogging adventures. But we did it. We are officially, after 1 hour and 57 minutes, we are finally off of Illinois State Route 47. Wow, that was crazy. But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, check out my community posts for pictures. They're up there. Check out the shorts. And then, yeah, probably next month or two, I'll have all these videos uploaded if I do pretty well with the editing. What do we have coming up for you guys? Let's see, what day is it? See, my mind is so, like, this was such a crazy day for me, like, I don't even know. It's Tuesday night, so Tuesday night we have, well, we don't have anything really. We're going home, going to bed. Wednesday morning we will have part 4 of the Shenmue 2 full playthrough. So part 4, we have 2 more of those to go. So part 4 this Wednesday, part 5, the final one, is next Wednesday. And then we're done with that for a while until after we finish Shenmue 3. And then we'll start uploading the playthroughs of those. So another month or off that. And then from there, what are we going to do? What I think I'm going to do, because I have one more, I think I have at least one more, maybe 2 Uber Eats adventure videos ready to go. So, but what I think I'm going to do, so Wednesday we're going to release the Shenmue 2 Part 4, and then I've kind of been doing on a cycle on every, oh yeah, Scary Movie 3, I've never actually seen any of the other ones yet, believe it or not. I've seen clips and stuff online, but I've never actually watched one of those fully through yet, surprisingly. But yeah, so Wednesday night, or Wednesday morning, Shenmue 2, Part 4, and then 2 days from now, I've been doing on a 2-day cycle, kind of. So Friday morning will be the next New York video, so the next New York City video, will be out Friday morning. That's ready to go, just need to, well, I need to put it in YouTube Studio, but that shouldn't take too long. But then it'll be ready to upload by Friday. Yeah, thank you. Yes, and that will actually, I don't think, so we won't have New York City. New York City will not be in there, but what it will be is our overnight stop, like we were talking about that hotel we stayed at the Pennsylvania-Ohio border that I did the live stream on that one morning. It'll have the hotel, us getting there at night, and us leaving in the morning. And then there will be some Pennsylvania rest stops, a McDonald's breakfast. So yeah, we get a hotel, leave the hotel, a McDonald's breakfast stop in Pennsylvania, a standard basic rest stop in Pennsylvania, and then we arrive to the Airbnb in New Jersey. So you'll finally get to see a little bit of tour of the Airbnb that we were at in New Jersey, and then that will be about it. I think that is also where I do that might be where I tried the New York style pizza for the first time. I think that's where we did the New York style pizza. So it's going to be a Pennsylvania and New Jersey video. And then I think the next one after that will be our first visit into New York City. So that video, Pennsylvania, New Jersey video, will come out Friday. And then after that, Sunday morning will be the next Uber Eats adventure. Somewhere in there, hopefully I'll have another gamer short. I haven't filmed another gamer short, so I don't have another one ready. Otherwise, I'd upload that sooner. And then we'll continue on from there. So that's kind of what the schedule is looking like for the rest of the week. And obviously, Sunday back to do our normal live stream schedule. Yeah, I have the dance class thing, dance show, but we might be able to do a shorter Saturday night. And then, depending what time we finish up that, which I'm usually, all the dance show stuff finishes pretty early on Sunday, so shouldn't affect the Sunday night live stream. I wouldn't anticipate it to, so. Alright, well, thank you guys, everyone, for joining. Thank you for keeping me awake and joining me for this road trip home. I'm glad I did it. This is cool. Can't wait to share the video with you guys. Yeah, check out the shorts if you want. Little teaser clips, I guess you want to call it that. It'll be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyway, thank you guys, everyone. We're actually basically going through one lake now, so we're pretty darn close to McHenry at this point. So we're almost home. I'm probably less than 10 minutes at this point. So yeah, we're gonna be home, and yep, before midnight, just like I thought. Probably about 11:45, 11:50. We should be pulled into the driveway. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon.